Manifesting personas. Why is it people create these false illusions of themselves depending on the environment or the people they're working with? If you've thought about why this phenomenon exists, this video is probably for you. Have you ever had it where you've walked into a job interview or some other situation where you've got to put on the front of being professional or keen, enthusiastic, or showing a huge amount of professional interest in a particular topic or area, when halfway through you've thought to yourself, who the hell am I pretending to be? Well, you've probably created a manifestation of yourself. Part of it is true, part of it is just an illusion, but there's 5 ways this sort of comes into being, and I'm going to talk you through 5 of those. The first one is adaptation. This is where you think about entering a group or talking to an individual, often of power, who has some sort of control over you, and you adapt the strong points of your personality and suppress some of the weaker ones that perhaps might come across negative. To do this, we go through another phase called presentation. Presentation is where you carefully select certain aspects of your personality or the traits that you have, and you just try and avoid bringing out other things that might look negative against you. That could be something like saying that you've been somewhere on holiday that's quite impressive, which you might well have done, or you once went for your dinner at the Ivy and you didn't spill gravy down your front. Someone might be impressed by that, and you tend to emphasize on that point. You don't tell them that you're eating a sausage roll in a rat-infested alleyway round the back of Greg's 2 weeks ago. You keep that one under the radar, but you tend to pick and choose the presented persona areas that you deliver to a person within authority. That feeds into another part, which is role playing. Role playing is sometimes where people just create a completely fictional, illusional character where it's almost like someone's an actor and they've decided to pick off someone from a Disney film or a Quentin Tarantino film and then pretended to be that character. It's okay for maybe 10 minutes when you're introducing yourself at the local football team, or you go into a pub where it's a little bit rough and you might have to pretend to be a Mockney or some sort of Glaswegian hard nut. But over the course of maybe more than an hour or 2 or a week, it becomes completely fabricated and exhausting, and you can't maintain it for any long period of time. The fourth area is self-curation. This is something that's become particularly prevalent with the rise of social media, Instagram, Facebook, that sort of thing, where perhaps it's not delivering a persona or a manifestation of your life that's true. It's a digital version a lot of the time, where you're taking a picture of Johnny on the beach just before he soiled himself, or you're taking a picture of the family just before they had a blazing row at the motorway service stations. But you post that onto Instagram and pretend it's a day in everyday life, which is completely false. And that self-curation is not fooling you, and it's not really fooling anyone else in the world, apart from people who maybe dwell and spend far too long on Instagram. And the final part is the unconscious bias. This is where we adapt our personalities to a situation or a person, and we're not even really aware that we're doing it. Sometimes it might be a figure of authority, or it might be a person of strength or influence, and you start adapting and moving the way that you act and behave to more align with how they're talking. Have you ever spoken to someone in Australia and before you know it, you're saying good day to them and you think, how the hell did that happen? It's absolutely bonkers, but it's unconscious and it's something that people do. So those are the 5 areas of why and how people change the personalities and manifest a completely false vision of themselves. That's through adaptation, presentation, role playing, self-curation and unconscious bias. Bear that in mind when you next walk into a job interview.